When I was pregnant the second time with my twins, I wasn't aware of any positive birth groups yet, local to me. And yet I had the very fortunate experience of running into, just by luck, several other mums who had had twins and who had had very positive birth experiences, which they shared with me. And that made such a difference to me. It was a very different pregnancy from my first singleton pregnancy, and I had been hearing a lot of horror stories, I guess you could say, about the reality of having twins, how they would be premature, how they would likely be cesarean, how they'd probably have to spend time in hospital, after the birth, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so it was incredibly helpful to hear that it was possible to go on and have a full-term twin pregnancy, to have a natural birth, and to have the kind of birth experience that they had hoped for and that I was also hoping to have. My first singleton pregnancy had been a very positive birth experience, and I was very anxious the second time around. Even though I had had that great experience, this was going to be something different, and I wasn't hearing a lot from, for example, the midwives or the doctors about how this twin birth might be. So I guess after I did have the birth I had hoped for with my twins, I remembered how much of a difference it had made hearing these other positive birth stories. And I just feel like maybe I can help somebody else along the way because it is possible. And it's so important to counter these scaremongering type stories with realistic positive births, especially for multiples.
I decided to come to positive birth meetings because I'd had a reasonably positive birth with my first child, but it wasn't really what I wanted it to be. And I heard about positive birth meetings and decided that it would be a good idea to come along, talk through the previous birth and talk about what I really wanted for my second birth. So that's why I came.
I was preparing for my third baby, and I thought it would be a really great thing to be a bit more positive and to be a bit more clued up. It was recommended through antenatal classes, and I thought as I was new to the area it would be a great way to meet some new people in a similar situation.